Preach. Real.
Man. Just with a steak, not even like those old wartimey spears or like those bone spears that they used to have. Just like a regular wooden steak, just fucking
okay.
just freshly carved, and
I'm glad you
just straight poking them in the sternum.
I'm glad you clarified because I definitely for a split second thought you meant a meat steak. And I was like,
No,
sure.
Definitely
I was like, sure, man.
like uneven when it comes to the angle, how it was sharp. It was sharpened with like a, your everyday knife, and like some of the splinters are still coming out. Some of the sides are still like they need to be buffed out, but it's still like showing extra splinters coming out of it and stuff. And it's even backfire on the person who like used like they're in pain as well. So it's like it sucks for everybody. So
Hop off, King.
hey man, not only that, bro, it's like that really old, like rainy, almost like what's those one ladders that got like I want to say it's like not plexiglass, but like fiberglass or some shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like rope made like specifically out of like very frayed rope, and it has like little glass fragments and everything. I know I just said the word. Why the fuck am I forgetting it? You get what I mean? He's hanging from that kind of his big toe, and everybody's like taking turns jabbing him ever so slightly in his sternum. This like buried, poorly whittled down spear.
You rode this train for a lot longer than I thought you would.
Always do, bro. And it just derails, and I just keep going. Because, sometimes like a fucking train derailing, you just can't stop looking at it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to, like, oh, shit. Like, this train crash looks so bad, but damn, I want to see the end of it.
You just can't look away.
This is mostly how
oddly
my
compelling.
descriptions of things. This is mostly how my descriptions of things goes. It's a very poor train wreck that just kind of derails and keeps going.
It's a good thing I started recording.
It's like several flips.
Did you actually?
Yes.
We'll edit this in post.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
By-
we'll just edit it in post. We all know now.
By we, I mean you.
Glad to feel the intro to the episode is totally ran by me, but
Thank you for the heads up, Thomas. I appreciate that.
You know what, Thomas? I can't take it anymore, bro.
Hey, listen, I had to.
They call oranges orange, but apples not reds.
Anyway,
it's honey mustard.
It's been
Eat a burger with no honey mustard.
Oh my
Anyways.
gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Hello, partiers, and welcome to the show. This is Party Pastime. I am your host, Thomas, and I'm joined with my good buddy, Pat.
Hi.
And after a long time, we got Terrence back on the show. Say hi, Terrence.
Yo, what's up?
We found him.
We
found him.
We found Terrence.
Yeah, I was in a hallway somewhere.
He was lost in Brazil.
Just chilling out. Yeah, it was a hallway in Brazil.
It was
It
was the back rooms,
bag.
man.
Yeah. We found him in
There
a
you
hallway
go,
in
bro.
Brazil.
How'd you know? That's the crazy part, because I did fall one time, and it was weird. Like, I feel like everything kind of like went black, but like realized I was in a room and somebody opened their eyes, and then once that person opened their eyes, a whole lot of other people opened their eyes, and I realized I wasn't in a dark room.
Yeah, you woke up in the back rooms. Yeah, we've all done it,
Exactly.
intentionally or otherwise.
It's a weird place, man. It's a
Mm-hmm.
weird place. And then I don't know if you guys managed to get away from that one thing. I don't remember what it was. I don't know if it was different for you guys, but it was strange. It was like
Who's to
chairs.
say, you know?
It's like an amalgamation of chairs that just started being sentient.
The back
It became
rooms,
a chairperson thing.
The back rooms to me is a game of duck, duck, goose, but they never say goose. They just
Oh man, that sucks.
they just keep saying duck over and
Over and
they
over?
they just keep circling and saying duck. They never say goose, man.
Oh man,
It sucks.
it sounds like it does.
Moving on to
I
the
hate
news
it.
for the week.
All right, yeah, guys.
Perfect segue.
We got quite the show today. Rooster Teeth has announced a comeback. We got some movie trailers. We got some updates on Warped Tour. We're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance at the Super Bowl. We got the Nintendo Switch 2 announced and PlayStation's State of Play that they did last week. Let's start off with off the top, guys. Rooster Teeth is coming back. This news surprised the hell out of me, and I'm sure it surprised the hell out of you guys.
Yeah, I saw the YouTube video, and I saw Bernie Burns, co-founder, original creator of Rooster Teeth, made the announcement about it. He's bringing it back.
Glad he brought it back because I feel like in long hands things would have went south poorly.
Well, I mean, they kind of did.
It really did, yeah.
And that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean.
Bernie stepped away quite a while ago, and Warner Brothers just didn't really seem to know what to do with the company, and it got dissolved 7 or 8 months ago. And you know, the cast of Red versus Blue came back to do one more season, which I'll be honest, I don't even know if that came out yet or not. I kind of fell off.
Just gonna ask,
But-
did that come out?
I don't know. Hang on.
I feel with Bernie leaving, I don't think that.
Let me Google.
I'm
Let
not
me
saying it
Google
would be
live on
bad.
air.
It looks like so I have an article here from Polygon, and it starts off by saying this. Nearly a year after news of Rooster Teeth's demise, company founder Bernie Burns announced Wednesday that he's acquired the brand, marking a new chapter for Rooster Teeth as it returns to the hands of its original creator. Burns' company, Box Crayon Productions, will launch a new slate of productions under the Rooster Teeth brand in 2025, according to a news release, including renewed production of some of the platform's classic shows. Burns and Box Crayon did not announce which shows it will focus on, but it sounds like a revival of, say, Red vs. Blue is not off the table. That longtime popular machinima series ended last year with Red vs. Blue Restoration, a movie-length send-off for the franchise.
Yeah, the final season did come out.
Yeah.
Okay. It was 87 minutes, really. Released on May 7th.
Yeah, that one kind of flew under the radar. I actually didn't know they finished the series, so it's...
Well, I mean, it was a paid only release from
Gotcha, okay.
their streaming services and their website, as I understand it. And I know a lot of people felt
Makes
some type
sense.
of way about it because at the time that it was coming out, Rooster Teeth had already been shut down.
Right.
So everybody involved in the making of it had already been laid off, and Rooster Teeth has been completely dissolved. So you were essentially just giving money to Warner Brothers to watch
Yeah,
an
essentially.
87-minute quote unquote final season. So I feel like that rubbed a lot of people raw. It
I
should be
imagine it
noted.
would.
I checked out of Red versus Blue a long time ago, but you know, I was
think after
glad that
season
they...
1, I definitely checked out.
Oh, I was with it until like, I don't know, season 13, and then I kind of just stopped. Honestly, the bigger loss to me from the Rooster Teeth shutdown was Funhouse being shut down. And if Rooster Teeth coming back means Bernie has a chance to bring back Funhouse, I really hope that happens. Like,
Pat, in the article that I have from Polygon, this is what it says about that. In an episode of Bernie and Ashley Burns' podcast Morning Somewhere, the former said that the acquisition of Rooster Teeth encompasses the brand, its various channels on YouTube, and its social media accounts. It does not include Rooster Teeth spin-off series like Funhouse and Achievement Hunter. Nor does it include the Ruby intellectual property, which was owned by Viz Media. And I know Ruby was a major show, and I know there's there's fans that
it was
really
the best kind of show, bro. It was, and it's even more sad because of the simple fact that Monty Ohm, rest in peace, is no longer here with us to produce such amazing action scenes, man. It's so sad.
Well, there goes my dream. But I'm glad to see a staple of early 2000s internet culture resurrected with the founder at the helm.
Right.
Maybe we'll get something really good out of this.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Burns said in a statement. I'm excited at the challenge of bringing Rooster Teeth back to its roots. The heart of this brand has always been its fans, and I look forward to writing a new chapter together. And he says that he plans that's the plan for Rooster Teeth is to focus on innovation, community engagement, and the spirit of creativity that first defined its success. So, what I really find this interesting from this statement, there's quite a few things that I think are coming back from YouTube. Like, we got this coming back. This reminds me of when Anthony came back from Smosh, and Ian and Anthony got the rights back from Mythical, which is a Rhett and Link's production company.
Yeah.
We're just coming back to a lot of indie work now, and honestly, this is for the better. And I really love that. I really love that the whole broadcast yourself message that YouTube first had way back when YouTube first created, that seems to be slowly coming back. And that's just what I really love about news like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that it is coming back because, I mean, if you look at YouTube as a whole, especially right now, a lot of the content creators that are coming out, it's not even making content for the fun anymore. It's strictly a job. So it's like people are treating making content as a 9 to 5.
Yeah. And what's, I'm bouncing off what you said, Terrence, like, when was the last time you heard any news about a multi-channel network? It's been, at least for me, it's been forever. And those things ruined the sole brand of the OG dream of YouTube. Mm-hmm. I think the last thing that happened with like an MCN that I can recall was when Defy Media dropped Smosh. Yeah. I remember we actually talked about that on the show a while back in the HCC days, if I remember. But yeah,
I remember that.
More stuff like this, please. Like, I really want to see like the whole independent creation come back on not just YouTube, just in content creation in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's been content now has been kind of like, at least in my opinion, bro, it's kind of been a drag. So maybe this uproar of, bringing the older companies back that I can say more or less ran YouTube, if you were thinking about it. It's good to see that these companies are starting to come back because it'll probably bring out in these content creators now more of enjoyment instead of making it feel like it's a chore. It'll feel more of an enjoyment to make these videos for people who are looking forward to the next, comedic skit or the next gameplay of something or, review, something like that. It's all based on just like having fun with it. And it's good to hear that these companies like Rooster Teeth or like Smosh and everything, hopefully Smosh is coming back, but it's good to hear that these companies are coming back, but with a stronger like attitude, stronger force this time.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Like,
hopefully.
When Anthony came back, Smosh has been back. Like they got the rights. They did some like old school Ian and Anthony skits. like Smosh has been back for like OG Smosh has been back for like a little over a year now, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, that's crazy because I think the last thing I heard of them, they were going through some kind of controversy. I'm not too sure. But I'm pretty sure that's not the topic of what we're talking about today.
No. Not this time. Maybe some other time.
Got you.
Let's go and move on, guys. This is our movie talk segment, guys. And we have quite a few trailers to discuss. Well, let's start off with one that I'm really let's start with a couple that I'm not really looking forward to. Super Bowl happened this past Sunday, last Sunday actually on this recording. So it's been about a week since Super Bowl happened, and of course we got all of the movie trailers. There's two that I'm not looking forward to: Jurassic World Rebirth and the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. Pat, you and I talked about it.
Yes.
This new trailer that we got, I really rationalizes.
It validates your feelings.
There you go. That's the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really validates what we talked about. How, I'm not looking forward to this. Like,
you ever wanted the same movie but worse? Here you go.
It's literally just the same movie.
Give us your money, please.
You want to know what I find funny of this whole thing? It comes full circle in a very strange way. I don't know if you guys will agree with me. The director of How to Train Your Dragon, the animated movie, was also the director of the Lilo and Stitch movie back in 2003.
Yes.
We're getting a live action. We're getting a live action How to Train Your Dragon without that director, but that same director is doing the live action Lilo and Stitch movie.
See,
wait. That makes no sense. How are you not gonna do one movie but you're gonna do the other?
Because he's stuck doing Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense.
But
also,
yeah,
I feel like the live action. Well, I feel like the live action Lilo and Stitch movie makes more sense and will probably work a bit better than the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie. But
what makes you say that?
Well, I don't know. For one thing, it's been a lot longer. I mean, and I also just feel like Disney has criminally underutilized Stitch as a property. And at least based from what I've seen, the design that they've gone with for his live action appearance is actually really well done and very true to the character.
Well, you have this, like a picture of this you put up in chat or something? I gotta look this up. Hold on.
If you just Google live action Stitch, you'll see.
I'll have to.
But yeah.
This is crazy.
But I completely agree with you, Thomas. This movie's pointless. It's just.
This is really... a first coming from you guys, to be honest.
Really?
Not be hyped about movies?
Oh, dude, we talk about movies we don't want to see all the time on this show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Terrence, you should have been here when we were talking about the trailer for Minecraft, the movie, or a Minecraft movie.
Man, I would have loved to hear that.
I ripped that shit apart, bro. This is garbage.
How do we feel about the new Jurassic World movie? The reason why I'm not looking forward to it is because
I don't know.
I stopped at Fallen Kingdom. I have not seen Dominion.
Dominion is ass, but this one has Scarlett Johansson in it, so I'm obligated to go see it.
So that's the icing on a cake. Because
sorry, like
I'm not selling out for no movie, but as long as Scarlett Johansson's in it, I'm selling.
I just don't know how I feel about this. I'm like, sure, ScarJo, cool, awesome. But the last two Jurassic World movies have been complete and utter shit.
Listen, dude, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is my favorite franchise with only one really good movie, so I understand. Like
the franchise with only a single good. What does that say about the franchise, though?
Listen, The first Jurassic Park movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. I would easily put it in the upper echelon of the adventure genre, just like head and shoulders above most of its peers or its contemporaries. Jurassic Park 2, it's a bad movie. Jurassic Park 3, it's even worse. Jurassic World is fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not as good as the first one. It's definitely better than 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Fallen Kingdom, not good. Dominion, the worst one so far.
Oh,
So,
really?
So from based off of what I'm taking in what's being talked about right now, it's best to just not go see those movies then, because I haven't seen them yet.
I would watch the first one, and
I've already seen the first.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you can stop.
Yeah.
No,
off the series there. Just stop at that
honestly,
movie.
it's. I mean, listen, 2 isn't that bad, but it is really, really stupid. And like the thing I appreciate about the first Jurassic Park movie is that it's smart. You know, it seems plausible. The world is very well established. Characters act the way that they should. Nobody makes any dumb decisions just because the plot says so, and there's no goofy funny business or whatever. Right. Jurassic Park 2 is a very dumb movie. Characters are stupid, make decisions just because the plot demands them to. A T-Rex gets loose in New York City. That's the climax of the movie. Spoilers if you haven't seen Jurassic Park 2. I'm not kidding. That's the climax towards the end of the movie is the T-Rex getting loose in New York City. But also before that, there is I wish I could remember her name, but there is like an actual like Olympic level gold medalist child gymnast in the movie, and I can't remember her name, and I wish I could, because she actually isn't that bad as an actress. But there's also a scene where she does like a gymnastic move where she does like a like some flippy dippy shit on a pole, and she kicks a raptor out of a window. And this is like a 9-year-old child kicking a dinosaur out of a window with gymnastics. And the raptor is obviously like really fake when she does it, and so is she, because she's definitely not doing her own stunts at that age. And it's just really,
my guy,
really dumb. I gotta get off this. I gotta stop.
I'd rather have her on my team.
I can feel myself seething. I need to chill. Like anyway. Anyway,
Tommy, let's ice this over.
This movie looks better. So
I have my concerns. I really have my concerns. There's been some
you should.
There's been some plot points that have been dropped about the movie. Essentially, Scarlett Johansson and this other guy. I forgot what the other actor's name was.
That's not important.
Probably. With how this franchise is going, like they're gonna bring in characters that want to be important, but they really aren't. But the plot points that I've heard was that they go to the island, or the island's destroyed. So I don't even know what island they would go to now. Like
Mahershala Ali.
The island doesn't exist.
Yeah, dude. In Fallen Kingdom, the island blew up from a volcano.
Yo, wait, this is Mahershala Ali in it, dude. Yeah, actually, why? And Jonathan Bailey actually stacked cast.
It's a stacked cast,
but a bad movie.
But the plot in I don't know if you guys have seen. I'm sure these are just memes, and I really hope they are memes of these quote unquote leaked pics of the movie, and it shows Scarlett Johansson turning into a velociraptor. Because some plot points have actually been like officially dropped, where they go to the island to get like some dino blood for like some disease or something like that.
Right. And like you said, was the island destroyed in the last movie?
But Dude, I don't know. This is why I'm so like not looking forward to this movie. Sure, it has Scarlett Johansson. Awesome, good eye candy.
But it sounds like.
But with the plot points and the leaks, which I'm really hoping those leaks are fake, because if they are actually real, that is probably the worst thing this franchise has ever fucking done.
You know what? I think that might actually be the main focal point of the series or the movie in itself. The fact that they casted Scarlett Johansson, and if the memes are true, then yes, she's turning into a Velociraptor. They're appealing to a certain audience. So whatever money they do make from this, we know who went to go see it.
Yeah, I just hope those leaks are fake. I think they are, because I really think they are, because I don't think they would be. I really, despite how I feel about this franchise right now, I feel like the writers aren't that stupid to do something that fucking ridiculous.
You must not know the writers, my guy.
Oh my god. Pat, what do you think about?
It's the whole reason. It's the whole reason to why Pat's quiet.
Yeah, Pat. Like, have you seen those pictures of what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't think he wants to.
No, I haven't heard anything about this movie. Honestly, I saw the trailer and that was it. So.
Let's move on to some that actually that looks completely fun and actually good. Because guys, I think we're actually going to be getting finally a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
This new trailer looked pretty good. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think this looks really fun.
Yeah, I'm finally excited.
They definitely nailed the look.
Yeah, for sure.
So is this supposed to be like a relook or a retouch?
Yeah,
or a retelling of Fantastic Four of some sorts?
Yeah, it's a whole new team. This is going to be in the MCU. Now that Fox and Disney merge and Marvel can get all the rights, Terrence, from like all the Fox characters like X-Men, Fantastic Four. We like just give you an idea. I don't know if you know about this, but they got Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, the cast is amazing. Like
the cast really looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think it's
really
probably the most. I think it's the most talented cast of actors that the MCU has had yet. So I'm gonna.
Question. Hold on. I'm stuck because I don't know if it was said in the comics at all, but I swore the Silver Surfer kind of had a visage of a dude almost. Are they taking a new approach with the Silver Surfer being a woman?
Different Silver Surfer who's also in the comics.
Yeah, as far as like any plot details have come out, Terrence, I don't think they're really doing anything for Silver Surfer just yet, but we do get a quick preview of Galactus.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really excited for.
Galactus, you say?
Yes.
Hold on. Well, what they got Galactus looking like?
Wait
a second.
I don't.
Well,
think
we only
got.
They don't show the full thing. They just show like the back of their helmet.
Yeah, we get the back of the helmet and we get like a shadow. That's really it. But dude, Galactus is one badass motherfucker in the comics.
Oh, and he's a world eater, of course.
Yeah,
we finally have like real Galactus now, not weird space cloud Galactus.
Thank God, because that Galactus was strange, bro. Who knew what was going on with that one? I thought he was like a mistake or something. Like they kind of like coined him in and just decided, he'll be this for now.
It happens.
Just throw it up on the board.
I know it was teased when we were getting a teaser poster for it and some set photos. I love the whole retro futuristic feel of the movie. I think you guys know what I'm talking about.
It does look nice.
Like what the future would have looked like from someone that lived in like in the 60s, 70s, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
On some Back to the Future type vibes.
More so of like how what's the best example?
What would be the best example? That's a good question.
You guys like
that.
you guys have gone to Disney before. Like how
Yeah,
Walt,
sure have.
kind of like how like Walt imagined it at that time, you know? Like
Okay.
like
I'm picking up what you're putting
yeah.
down now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
I
whole
peeped the vision.
Yeah, like the whole old school, like this is what the future is going to look like in the 70s or 80s or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
old timey feel, futuristic style.
Yeah, and I think they did. I think they actually did that on purpose for this movie because Fantastic Four originally was released in 60s, 70s.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but this movie does take place in the 60s, right?
I believe.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah. Oh, Jetsons! I could have just said Jetsons. That's a good example of retro future.
Yeah,
very
perfect.
Very, very Jetson. But
Yeah.
also, yes, the film takes place in the 1960s.
Yeah, but you know, it takes place in the 60s, but it's still like, you know, the future in this universe.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's an alternate Earth.
Yeah, it's an alternate universe, and somehow they're going to end up in like the universe that the MCU does take place in. I'm very curious to see how that will go down. I'm sure. I mean, of course, the multiverse, and I'm sure it has something to do with Galactus out of everybody. I think it just makes sense. Man, I just can't wait to see finally Galactus just wreck shit up. I really hope Marvel.
You think they're going to use the same actor for Thanos for Galactus?
Oh no, I actually don't. I don't know who's playing Galactus. Actually,
no, they would not do that.
But the same guy who played Thanos, I feel like he would make a good Galactus. I'm not gonna lie. He played such a good Thanos. I really feel like he played a good Galactus. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but there's no way they could get away with it.
No,
Let's
like
see.
That's fair. Okay.
Look. They have Robert Downey Jr. coming back to play Doctor Doom. I'm okay with that.
That's gonna be interesting.
I'm okay with that. I do get some of the criticisms though.
It's like
I just don't. I don't see them bringing back Josh Brolin though.
That's fair.
Let the man rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say the same thing.
Have to
I mean, you could say the same thing about RDJ too. Let the man rest, but.
Oh, of course.
But to be fair, I think
definitely needs his rest.
I think RDJ just really loves money, and that's why he said yes to coming back as Doctor.
Yeah, for sure.
It's either that or he loves his job.
Well, I mean, Pat, I think you and I talked about it when we first brought the show back when D23 happened. In the comics, doesn't Doctor Doom like in some way take the Iron Man mantle at one point, or was it the other way around?
Yeah, he does become Iron Man briefly. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know to bring RDJ back, if they're gonna go for that kind of storyline or somewhere similar like that, it does make sense for him to be Doctor Doom.
Right.
I don't know if there's any plot points of Doctor Doom being introduced in this movie though. If I'm correct, we
won't know yet. To be for real,
if anything, because. They might just focus a lot on Galactus, but if anything, he might just show up as a post-credit, and that's how we get our next big bad for the next Avengers movies. Especially with what's been going on with the Kang actor. What's his name?
Kang, Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors, yeah. Because he originally he was supposed to be the big bad for the multiverse saga, but with a lot of controversy that's been going on with him. With I believe it was Was the woman married?
It
That
was
he
a
was with?
domestic. It was a domestic violence.
Yeah, it was
case.
domestic. It was a domestic violence case. But was it his wife or girlfriend or?
I believe it was his girlfriend.
Okay.
Even worse. God
yeah.
dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it sucks too because he was like a really promising actor.
He really
and all
was.
That.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I mean, he was, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm
It can
excited.
be.
I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Fantastic Four. As much as I'm also excited for Thunderbolts. The Super Bowl trailer for Thunderbolts, guys,
Good.
I think was probably Marvel's best trailer we've had in a long time. And this is just a trailer alone. I really enjoyed this trailer.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Mhm.
We're
Let's
getting
watch.
good.
Definitely.
We're getting good Marvel trailers again.
Sure. Good Marvel trailer.
Yeah, like actually good Marvel trailers again. Listen, I mean, like this whole phase of Marvel has been like really up and down, and in general, I've been kind of low on Marvel for the past year or two. But this
Hasn't.
actually looks good, so I am excited for this, and I'm interested in it. I do really like the trailer, so fingers crossed. I'm just asking to ask. Have you guys seen Captain America yet?
No, I was gonna actually save that for because I was out of town this weekend. I'm gonna see it sometime this week. I was gonna save that review for next week.
Okay, cool. Then
I
I'll
might
save my
have to
thoughts for
watch it
I'll
then.
I'll save my thoughts for next week.
Awesome.
I saw it.
Sweet.
So
Happy.
Hmm.
This trailer looks sick. I'm sorry, I had to rewatch it since we were talking about it.
you're
I'm
watching
sorry.
it right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. I did the same
Yeah.
thing a couple weeks ago for some trailer. We actually watched the
this is-
when we did the Craven the Hunter trailer. We actually watched that live on the show.
Oh shit. I should have brought it up. My computer's slow as hell though, so I don't know if it'll be like a good rendition of showing anything for real. So
No, it's
Yeah,
all
it's
good.
all
Man.
right.
It's all good. Let's go ahead and move on, guys, to Record Shop. Let's talk some music. Because Pat, the last time we
Yes.
talked about Warped Tour, the last time we talked about it was only like unofficial stuff coming out.
Yeah, we've only had rumors.
We've only talked about the rumors. It has been confirmed.
Yes.
Just a few weeks later, and here we are today. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the announcements have been just popping up out of nowhere. Well, not out of nowhere, but they've just been popping.
They're doing like a 30 days of Warp. So every day this month they're announcing more bands for the lineup and what cities they're playing.
And because we live in Florida, I just want to look at the Orlando one alone. But Pat, if you want to talk about the other shows, you go for it. This is what they got announced for the Orlando show. Pat, help me out here. Is it pronounced 3-0 or is it just O? Or is it 303? 303.
It's 303.
Thank you.
303.
talk about the fan, right?
The Warp Tour, the Warp Tour staple. I'll never forget going to the last Vans Warp Tour in Tampa at 2018, and I had not thought about 303 since like
Wow.
middle school, and 303 were there, and I walked past their merch booth because I was on my way to a meet and greet for the main. And I walked past their merch booth, and it was absolutely covered in going out of business signs and
Oh my
everything
God.
must go. And that shit was actually really funny. So at least they have like a good head on their shoulders.
So we got 303, we got 408, A Loss for Words, Arrows in Action, Beauty School Dropout, Better Lovers, Black Veil Brides, Carousel Daughters, Chandler Lydon, Crown the Empire, Death by Rami, Drain, Escape the Fate, Fame on Fire, Fever 333, Games We Play, Girlfriends, Gravis, Head Automatica, Holding Absence, Honey Revenge, Jeremy Romance and the Zero Friends Club, Johnny Gilbert, Jutes, Lacey Stern. Sturm. Lacey Sturm. Left to Suffer. Let Live. LOLO. Miss May I. New Year's Day. Not Enough Space. Of Mice and Men. Oxymorons. Pennywise. People Are Ugly. Plain White Tees.
Yeah, man.
Point North. Royal and the Serpent. Say Six. Census Fail. Sophie Powers. State Champs. Story of the Year. Taylor Acorn. 1056. The Dark. The Home Team. The Interrupters. The the Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. The Starting Line. Traders. Travis?
I believe that's Travis.
With an X.
Yeah, I think that might be
that.
that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Never heard of him.
Okay. Vended.
It's the same.
So then Vended, Waves, and World's First Cinema. Okay.
Well,
What?
that's a stacked lineup right there.
And we're still not done.
It was no.
Off the top of my head, big highlights for me. Absolutely, Let Live. Let Live dissolved in 2016. Like, they broke up. I never got to see them. But The Black is Beautiful is an album that defined, like, my middle high school years. It's fucking incredible. And two-thirds of Let Live are in Fever 333. So it's like Fever 333 and Let Live both being on the bill is crazy to me. I am so excited to see Let Live have I believe they're billing it as like a proper farewell tour because they just dissolved without really getting to say goodbye. So Let Live is huge.
Yeah.
Better Lovers, huge. One of my absolute favorite bands right now.
I was just about to say, because you posted something on Facebook the other day, reposting something from Warped Tour, and you were just excited about Better Lovers.
Yes. So Better Lovers is a super group comprised of some of my all-time favorite musicians. It is the instrumental section, formerly like the former members of Every Time I Die on instrumentals. It's Will Putney, who Will Putney has been in fucking everything at this point, but he's probably most famous for being the guitarist in Fit for an Autopsy. And Greg Puciato on vocals. And Greg Puciato was the vocalist for one of my other favorite bands that has since dissolved, the Dillinger Escape Plan. I saw Better Lovers in Tampa a couple months ago, around the time of my birthday. And it was one of the most insane shows I have ever been to in my life. I have seen every band that the members of Better Lovers that they were a part of. And that, I mean, dude, that is a wild time.
I'm very surprised to see Plain White Tees here, or is that just me?
No, I mean, I'm kind of a curveball, but that's cool. What else?
It's Plain White Tees.
I am so happy to see the Interrupters here. I've told you guys this story.
For sure.
I've told you guys this story. My one and only time I ever been to a music festival was Welcome to Rockville back in 2018. My buddy Trent had an extra ticket, so me, him, at the time his girlfriend, and a friend of theirs that lived out in Orlando. We all went out because Trent had the extra ticket, so he just invited me to go with him. And I was like, sure, man. I mean, it's not really my type of music, but sure, yeah, I'll go just for the fun of it. And I actually had like one of the best times of my life. And like he wanted to go because of what was the band he really wanted to see? I forgot who. I don't remember the lineup. But there was also Meshuggah. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, Meshuggah.
Meshuggah. That was one that he wanted to see too.
Great fucking band.
And there were just these couple of bands that came out, and one of them was the Interrupters, and I just fell in love with them, and I was so happy because I was like, I was still having fun with everyone, of course, but well, like I said, it just wasn't really my. I just didn't see myself really be having all that be my thing, you know. And then suddenly the Interrupters just changed it all for me for like punk rock music.
Right.
They're more ska, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they're like a ska punk band. So they're very in the vein of like Real Big Fish.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
but like that changed it all for me, and my whole view my whole view on like punk rock and just rock in general really changed because of the Interrupters. I would love to go see them live at Warped Tour this year.
Speaking of ska punk bands, I know we have several days left of announcements, so I'm not like writing them off just yet, but I really hope they get Less Than Jake to be on this tour, because Less Than Jake played every single Warped Tour since its inception to the very last one. They're a staple band.
Damn.
They really need to be here, and I hope they are. What is it? Of Mice and Men, great band, pivotal to my teenage years. I'm really sad Seosin isn't playing Florida, but it is what it is.
Interesting.
Traders is good. Arrows in Action is a great band. Girlfriends, great band. I know like 2 Red Jumpsuit Apparatus songs, but you best believe I'm gonna see them so I can hear them play them. What else is in here? Vended. Vended is interesting. Vended is a band comprised of Slipknot's kids. So it's Corey Taylor's son and Sean Crane's son and 2 of their friends. And they've kind of been getting some exposure recently because, you know, they are Slipknot's kids. So it's cool to see them on like a real tour, you know, like out there roughing it, doing, you know, a different city, you know, at least 1 or 2 days. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of like Warped Tour staples, but yes, absolutely the highlights for me are Let Live and Better Lovers. No doubt. I would pay. I mean, I've already got my tickets, but like, had I not have already bought my ticket, I would have bought a ticket just to see them. Also, Crown the Empire is on here. I don't really listen to Crown the Empire anymore, but I do have fondness for some of their early albums. And in case you guys don't know, Post Malone auditioned to play guitar for Crown the Empire back in the day.
Oh my god.
Didn't get in, but it's really funny.
Interesting.
It's really
I never
funny.
would have expected him of all people to want to, you know.
He's very into like metalcore, hardcore punk, deathcore, death metal. He was a scene kid growing up. So yeah, it's really funny that he auditioned to play guitar in Crown the Empire and he got passed up. He didn't make it. But then he did make it, just in a different way.
Well, I mean, is it a congratulations or is it a like?
No, I mean it's.
Hey, you did it, buddy. But did you really?
I mean, dude hit it way bigger than he ever would have with Crown the Empire. But
that makes
funny.
sense.
It's funny. Yeah. I mean, so far so good. I mean, we've got several more days of announcements, so I'm curious what they'll pull out of their hat. The Orlando show is significantly later than the other ones. I think DC and Long Beach are both in like June or July.
So DC is in June, Long Beach is in July. Honestly, I'm okay with the fact that we are getting this in November. Because we live in Florida.
Suitable time.
For those that are not from Florida, you still know the story. Florida gets fucking hot in the summer.
Listen, dude. It's going to Warped Tour in summer in Florida it's a rite of passage. It's a trial by fire. It's necessary for your character development. It's a learning experience and it makes you grow as a person.
You have to understand how to sit in the sun and roast alive in order to go to these concerts.
I got many
person off the streets to think that they can go to a concert and be fine.
I got many a sunburn at Vinoy Park over the years. And I was happy about it.
If I decided to go to Warped Tour this year, first of all, it will be my first time ever going to Warped Tour. But I think
Congratulations.
I think I'll go for like I might go for 2 days, but I'll definitely I'm really
Well,
really wanting to go.
the ticket is for both days.
Oh,
So
it
it's
is.
not
Okay.
it's not just
It's
not just a 1-day ticket. You like your
Okay.
ticket is for both.
Okay.
So
That's ideal.
Okay, you see that I actually didn't know, but still either way, I will go just for
it's
the
at
Interrupters alone.
I think it's at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. I
Yes,
believe
yes,
is the venue.
Yes.
Yep.
Camping World
So
Stadium.
yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is that I would go just for the Interrupters. I would love to see them again. They actually came to St. Pete about a year and a half ago. They were at Janus Live. I had to work that weekend, unfortunately, but man, I really wanted to see them. So this might be my next opportunity to go see them.
yeah, it's your chance, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Get a
Yeah.
ticket. We'll get a hotel out there. You go to both days of Warped Tour.
All right.
There you go,
Why
man.
not?
Hey, like Pat said earlier, bro, you only live once.
This is your and there's obviously they're discussing the possibility, depending on how this does, about maybe bringing back or expanding Warped Tour to being something larger again.
Yeah, no, like I definitely see this. I definitely see this return more as like a prototype of what Warped Tour is going to be in the future.
I am skeptical, and I would suggest if anyone has never been to Warped Tour and they want to at least experience it one time, I would go to this if you can, because even if they do expand Warped Tour and bring it back again to be something a bit more broad, I don't see it being the same.
Right.
Especially in a like a post-COVID world. Tours like Warped Tour, the way it used to be, are not feasible anymore. Like, it's just not. It would be like it'd take a miracle to pull it off.
Right,
To
yeah.
get 25, 30, 35, 40 bands to all tour across like an entire coast and hit like 15, 20 cities over a summer or something like that. That is a logistical and financial nightmare in this day and age. And that was
You're not
part
lying
of the
about that
reason.
one.
That is part of the reason Warped Tour was dissolved in 2018. So in 2025, with how expensive I imagine it is nowadays to tour, I'm just saying be reserved in your expectations.
Right.
I don't think we'll ever get the same Warped Tour ever again. And that's fine. It's okay.
So from the sounds of it, people, get your tickets now. We're not sponsored. Wait.
Yeah, it died. Warped Tour
hype.
died. Warped Tour died as it lived, right? So, but if this is a chance to go to Warped Tour when you never got to, do it. It's an opportunity.
You heard them, folks.
It's a great opportunity.
Get them tickets now while you can.
If I'm not mistaken, DC and Long Beach are sold out. So, Orlando might be selling
You have your
fast.
opportunity to get Orlando.
Or maybe it's low ticket warning. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, we'll see. And if Warped Tour does come back in some kind of larger capacity, maybe with fewer bands in more cities, or maybe more bands in fewer cities, that's great. But we'll see.
Before we move on, guys, this is off topic.
Sound the alarm.
I really thought, Terrence, you were going to play the soundboard when Pat said that.
So,
oh my God. I may go see. I may go see Alabama Shakes. I don't know if you guys are.
Really?
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Alabama Shakes.
Yeah.
Brittany Howard, one of my favorite artists. Alabama Shakes is coming back. I may go visit some. One of the stops is in Pennsylvania and DC. I've been ever since they announced the tour dates. I've been thinking about go visiting up some family up in Maryland and then go see Alabama Shakes. I love their music. I've watched their like Tiny Desk concert on TikTok. I've been following Brittany Howard for quite a long time now. I love her music. I became more familiar with Brittany Howard first. Then I realized later that she had a band prior to her solo work. And then I just went on this whole like rabbit hole of Alabama Shake songs. This might be the year where I do more than just one like concert or music related thing.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly looking forward. Thank you, Terrence. Yeah, I
Hey,
know. I'm
it,
honestly
man.
looking forward to that.
Sweet, dude.
Like it. We like the positive attitude, man. We like it. Okay, my boy getting out there, like we said, man. You only live once, bro. That's the message of this podcast. You only live once. So if you have something you want to do out there, go out there and do it. Don't let nobody stop you. If somebody's stopping you from buying them tickets, tell them no. Tell them no. I'm going to buy these tickets, and I'm going to do it now.
Everybody should see more concerts. Huge advocate for concerts.
You trying to pay rent? Don't do that. Go get tickets, man.
Yeah.
You trying to pay off your car? Don't do that. Go buy tickets. Go have fun.
See more concerts, asterisk, if it's financially feasible.
Yes, we want to do things responsibly. Yes, we do. Of course, yes.
Don't ignore your rent to go see a concert.
Guys,
don't listen to the ignorant side of me. Yes.
Guys, let's go ahead and move on from this exciting announcement to something very interesting. Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime performance.
I liked it.
I loved it. Terrence,
did
you catch it?
That's a clap, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. It was very nice, very well put together. Some subliminals, some not so subliminal stuff tossed around, and some names being said, some jokes being thrown. You know?
Names being said. So I'm sure you guys have heard, but this performance actually dethroned Michael Jackson's performance as the most viewed halftime performance in the history of the Super Bowl.
Yep. And more people watched the halftime show than the game itself.
Yeah.
Which was also true. Which was also true of Michael Jackson. But at the time that Michael Jackson had done it, that had never happened before. And then this time I'm sure it's happened more since, but this time it's especially true.
I find that quite hilarious because I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of the criticisms that Kendrick Lamar has met with the performance of this. A lot of people not really liking the performance. I've actually seen a lot of criticism saying that it was boring, or in this case, what some people had a problem with, like the message that Kendrick Lamar was stating. To which I have to say to those people, it's the reason why he did that, because you are part of the problem of the message that he was conveying.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's usually the people who are siding with the person who is quote unquote the victim. Can't really say that Drake in this instance is a victim. Sorry for name dropping, but
it's all right. He did it too.
Kendrick did it. So right, Kendrick did it. So I feel like I could do it. But I feel like in Drake's instance, he's not the best person to be siding with because of the allegations put against him. So it's not just a matter of good sportsmanship in this case, or a good joke, a on-running joke that somebody would make, but it's literally just like the fact of you're somebody who is looked at as evil. So to the people who are saying like, we have like very descriptive criticisms about how this went, and we don't like how Kendrick Lamar performed at the Super Bowl, I really feel like that's all hate geared from what Drake is trying to put out there for his, quote unquote fans.
I really look at it as not just the hate from Drake's fans, but also just I really try to stay away from politics on the show, but
it's partly also a generational divide, and I don't mean to cut you off, Thomas. Like it's a generational divide. Like older people are not in the same circles that are really into Kendrick Lamar, and also, not to be political, but it's racist Trump supporters. I mean,
you're not wrong.
That's all it is.
That's where I was gonna go, Pat. And honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth.
It's people not understanding or appreciating the art.
When you have Uncle Sam Jackson saying something, you know, as that character saying, "No, Lamar, it's too ghetto," and do you have anything else? Or I forgot what he said, but then, you know, he plays humble, and that's in that you have people dressed as the American flag split in half.
Yeah.
So I want to say I wasn't really all for the performance at first, but when that happened, that's when I was in for the ride.
It's really powerful stuff, right? It's imagery evocative of present day America. It is individual groups of people living independently, and even if they recognize each other or acknowledge each other's goals and dreams, they remain independent because that is what the system wants them to be. And then over the course of the performance, they rally together to achieve a common goal. They unify to make something better, something radical, something that is worth changing for, right? And he does this in front of the President of the United States, who has never attended, like, no president. This is the first time the president has attended the football, like the Super Bowl before. So he does this in front of the president while having a black man play the embodiment of the American spirit and what it is to be American, Uncle Sam, who is criticizing Kendrick Lamar being black. He is criticizing his blackness. And because, you know, America's pretty racist. But no, I thought it was great. You know, audio issues aside, and I think that kind of depends on where you watched it. I watched the Apple TV stream after the fact, and I thought the audio mixing was significantly better. I've heard that the audio mixing on the Fox broadcast was atrocious, and you could barely hear Kendrick over the music. But I think as far as the visuals, the choreography, the performance, and the message itself that's at play, yeah, I mean, it's really good, compelling stuff. It's an unapologetically black piece of art, and that makes some people of a certain ilk deeply uncomfortable. You know,
but isn't that what art is supposed to do? Art is supposed to make you uncomfortable, right?
Well,
that's what makes you keep coming back to it.
Good art should be challenging. You shouldn't need to, like, I'm not saying that art can't be easy to consume. I'm just saying that really good art doesn't have to be easy to consume. Art should challenge your perception. It should make you sit and think. It should make you reflect either about the topic that it's presenting or about yourself or anything like that. If art is making you uncomfortable, good. Like, that is clearly his intent, right?
It's free real estate.
He is making a statement against America and the direction that it's heading on the biggest stage that you can get in America. So, yeah, of course it's making some people uncomfortable. Fuck them.
There's two things that I do want to say. One of them, I hope will make sense. But the first thing that I want to say, I didn't recognize it. I didn't even realize this until I saw T-Pain's reaction to Kendrick Lamar's performance. That stage was set up as a street.
Yes.
And I think it made it makes all the more sense when you learn that Kendrick Lamar grew up in Compton, out of all places. Like, he was born and raised in one of the most brutal places in America. So everything that you've said, Pat, about this being black art, it just makes much more sense when you realize where this guy came from. And it hits harder when you honestly re-listen to Humble. I know that's like one of his bigger songs, and everyone, even if you're not a Kendrick fan, at least knows the song Humble. But it honestly just makes more sense when you come to realize his humble beginnings, and I will say all puns intended in that.
Well, yeah. And I mean, it's not just that he literally came from humble beginnings. It is Kendrick defying people who are telling him to be quiet about his success at the time. Damn is a very complicated album. I mean, he won a Pulitzer Prize for it, for good reason. So yeah, I mean, he is making a very unapologetically black piece of art for all of America to see.
Unapologetically,
it's the fact that he's making this art not just for his community, but it's for literally everybody to just understand, like Patrick was saying earlier, to understand what's really going on out there in the world. Like, it's not just his community that's out there suffering. It's many other communities, if not America as a whole, that's suffering. So we're going through all of this stuff. Literally, he's describing not only what he went through, but us as a whole, and what we're still currently going through. So,
and you can summarize the message of the performance in one of the first things he says. The revolution will be televised. You got the right idea, but you got the wrong guy. It's right there. He said it from the top in front of the fucking president. And people are like,
not
people
just
are sharing,
the president, bro, the whole world.
Yeah, and like people are sharing videos of the crowd being quiet and all that stuff. And like, dude, his performance is not for the rich white people who can afford to go to the Super Bowl. It's for the 135 million people watching at home. Like,
or in this case, you can also say too, it was for also the rich white people to understand, hey, this shit right now is happening in America. Please fucking help us.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just as much a statement as it is a cry for help.
And
it's a call to unity.
Yeah, but also it kind of it does transitions into the second thing that I wanted to say. Again, getting a little political here, but racists, Trump supporters, a lot of them are pro-life. When he calls out Drake, and I'm honestly surprised that no one is taking this a little more seriously, especially the pro-life movement of Drake being
a PDF file,
a PDF.
A PDF. Yeah. Drake. I'll say it. Drake being
presumed.
I mean, I don't. Yeah. Thank you, Pat. Accused of being a pedophile. Like,
very much alleged. Yes,
it's alleged.
It's alleged. Yeah, and I really think the pro-life movement should take that shit pretty seriously, alleged or not. It's still Kendrick is calling out Drake like that. You would think that the pro-life movement would take that, but no, they just want to complain about rap at the school.
One thing though.
As someone who has been deeply immersed in the Kendrick and Drake beef ever since it started, who was like literally there the moment that Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. Oh God, that shit was funny, man. Absolutely diabolical. The way he just looks directly into the camera and smiles. It's so funny.
Even before all of that, it was still the message of Drake is this kind of person. It's not even the fact that he had to say it. It's been shown over multiple times over the years. It's just been on the hush.
Yeah,
The
of
thing that a
course.
lot of
Listen,
even speaking on, I know it's like completely off topic, but like even speaking on the whole like P Diddy thing, everybody's been so like, oh wow, we're surprised that this happened, but it's been going on for years. It's just been flying under the radar.
yeah, nobody talks
Now
about
that
it.
somebody is putting it in musical form or in an artistic piece, people are listening to it more, but they're not understanding what the message is implying.
Yeah.
Like they like in for like, I guess to simplify it for those listening out there, they hear what Kendrick is saying, but putting it into understanding is what's hard for them because of the fact that it's put in a way that you have to sit and think like, oh wow, is what he's saying true, or is it just the over exaggeration of the artist's mind when he's making music?
Mhm.
Well, they just don't. They hear it, but they don't want to, because
That-
it clashes with their predetermined worldview. Anything that
Mhm.
rocks the boat or makes them uncomfortable or shakes their perspective in a way that is different to what is already established for them, they don't like that.
Mhm.
It ruins their sense of complacency. But
I
you
mean,
know,
it's understandable from a certain point of view, but like, that's where I have
look,
to throw in
I
the
get
whole.
it, but it's not the time to be complacent. You know what I mean?
Of course, it's not.
Now is the time to act.
Of
Always, I mean,
course.
especially now. This is really good conversation, by the way. Really, just wanted to say that. Enjoying this. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, hearing "Not Like Us" at the Super Bowl after Kendrick won 5 Grammys for it, pretty crazy.
Mhm.
Pretty
It's
crazy.
definite. The
Not
fact that off of just the one song alone, you win 5 Grammys, and it doesn't help that during the beef, Drake. I don't know if you guys like remember Drake saying it, but he actually told Kendrick to be quiet and somebody to give him a Grammy. The fact that they handed him 4 more on top of the one that they needed to hand him already, and
Yeah,
he
it
was still
was.
talking, kind of just
Yeah,
like
one of the things Drake implies during the beef, I don't remember which song it is, but he implies that just Kendrick opening his mouth makes him worthy of a Grammy in the eyes of everybody else. And yeah, he put out "Not Like Us" and GNX, and he absolutely curb stomped the Grammys. Can I just
So
say,
was that like, was
this
Drake
is
giving him like a backhanded compliment, or was that actually like him giving him his flowers?
he's implying that what Kendrick says is not actually that profound, but people fawn over it because they're
Mm,
fake deep, and they'll give him like accolades and awards that he's not really deserving of. Um, but then he won
that's
five
interesting
Grammys
coming
for it.
from a pop star.
And then also, while he was walking up on stage, the entire crowd at the Grammys sang the A minor bar for him. So, um, you know,
That's
getting
another
roasted
thing.
by
You
the
have the
entire
whole world.
getting roasted by the entire Recording Academy, and then also 135 million people watching the Super Bowl. Maybe not working out too well for you. I don't know. Also, Not Like Us is an absolutely brutal diss track, and it's the first diss track to ever win a Grammy. But I honestly think the absolute meanest diss track of the whole beef is Meet the Grams. Um,
Facts.
that is an
He,
that
he
is,
wrote he wrote a letter to not only his kid but his whole family
he
about how he's a
addresses
terrible human being.
he addresses every single member of his family by name and tells them how
That's the crazy
awful
part.
he thinks Drake is. He tells his mom he thinks Drake should die, like in a song, over a
He did a song
slow
on him and
jazzy piano beat. It's nuts, dude. I don't think there's a single person alive who hates Drake. There's not a single person alive who hates another person more than Kendrick Lamar hates Drake. It's
honestly.
absolutely insane. It's next level hating. Um, and
You
I
heard
also
him, bro. He hates the way that he walks. He hates the way that he talks. He hates the way that he dressed.
this feels like really. I know this is kind of like a tangent. But I do think it's really funny that Kendrick Lamar's previous album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, is about Kendrick essentially going to therapy and accepting himself as a
Mhm.
person and trying to be gentler and addressing the people who treated him as something of a savior of black culture and hip hop after Pimp a Butterfly came out. And then, you know, he's learning to be with himself and be a bit nicer. And then GNX comes out and he's like the angriest, most hateful version of himself he's ever been. It's
Back to
really
being
funny.
The opposite of what they
It's
want.
really funny. Anyway, great halftime performance. Absolutely loved it.
Lovely indeed.
I do have one tiny nitpick. I'm sure you guys saw when I posted on Facebook, but when him and SZA did All the Stars, I was really expecting a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. That would have been that would have been incredible if he did that.
Yeah.
I definitely would have added a little bit more I would say a little bit more of like meaning to everything that was going on. Yeah.
Of course. And talking about being mean, not only are you bringing one of Drake's exes, SZA, you also got Serena Williams fucking crip walking.
Yeah.
As Kendrick is saying that they're not like us and telling the man to turn his TV off.
Yep.
Such a huge ouch for Drake there.
You hate to see it.
Oh, and I'm surprised we didn't bring this up yet. I love the PlayStation style that he did too on the stage. That was pretty neat.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's PlayStation or Squid Game. I genuinely don't.
It might be Squid Game, to be honest. Like a mixture of both, maybe.
I think it might actually be Squid Game.
You think so?
In that, well, because like the whole thing about Squid Game is like it's rich people exploiting poor people for entertainment, right? Which sort of is in line with his message overall about coming together and radicalizing the nation against the people who are exploiting them, which would be the billionaire class. So I think it's probably more Squid Game, but also maybe he just fucks with PlayStation like that. I don't know. I'm not Kendrick Lamar. I don't have him on speed dial. Like maybe he
it's
just
funny
really
the whole time he actually does.
Maybe I'm just overanalyzing. Maybe he just really fucks with PlayStation. But
maybe.
But I think maybe it's more likely an aversion to Squid Game. But again, I have no idea. But I'm not a rapper.
The best piece to me is towards the end of the performance. I know that sounds a little, backhanded, but definitely towards the end of the performance where he, played the little snippet of turn the TV off and he actually like had a remote in his hand.
Yeah.
He clicked towards the camera, everything went dark and it said game over.
Yeah,
and it's like
and he's literally
literally
telling the audience to turn the TV off. He's telling you to get out there and start doing something. Like, it's awesome. Also,
how do you come back from that?
Also, TV Off is a banger. Like, it's a great song. I also appreciated that he literally had DJ Mustard come out to do the mustard bit.
That was great. Definitely.
Anyway, yeah. Great performance.
A1.
Guys,
probably not going to be topped for another 5-10 years.
Probably even longer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Guys, let's go ahead and move on to our game time segment, starting with Pat. You and I talked about this. The leaks and everything has finally been officially announced. The Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, man.
I'm a little.
It's a big Nintendo
perturbed.
Switch.
What was that, Terrence? You said you were a little what?
Perturbed.
I'm a little perturbed because it's like, give me time to cook a little bit. Let me know how it tastes afterwards when I'm done.
Let him cook.
But it's to me, I feel like it's how would I say it? It's a prequel on what they worked on before, because you've seen what they've done with the whole idea of Switch 2 when they came out with the OLED.
Sure.
It's just a bigger screen, sleeker design on the controls, maybe.
Sure.
And I guess you can say that it runs better games, maybe. Who knows? We don't have the console yet, but
We do
I'm
have
sure.
this. We do have the spec sheet though, because everything about this system from top to bottom is leaked. So
Wow.
I mean, yeah, we know everything about this thing. This was the most fine damn reveal of all time. Like this was definitely Nintendo being like, fine, here, like you can have it. Here's the thing. I mean, we literally had companies like D-Brand literally just showing the thing before Nintendo like officially unveiled it. Like they were showing their models that they were using for their skins and stuff for it. Having said that, yeah, I mean this looks really cool. It's an evolution of the Nintendo Switch in they're not shaking it up too much, and I think that's smart. You know, Nintendo has always really kind of so this is the first real deal direct sequel, right? This is the first Nintendo console with a 2 in the name. And I think that is smart. One, because I would hate to see Nintendo relive the Wii U era where it's just marketed terribly, the name is stupid, nobody understands what it does, and then it ultimately sells so terribly that your CEO takes a massive pay cut to keep the company from going under and having to lay off a bunch of employees. And I feel like I don't understand what gamers, not the general public, but people who are really tapped into games media, I don't really think anybody understands what they actually want from Nintendo. Because for years, you have people saying that the Switch is underpowered and that if we just got a more powerful Switch, everything would be fine. And now Nintendo's like, fine, here's a more powerful Switch. And now everybody says that's fucking boring. And I don't understand what you people want. They're giving you what you said you wanted. Here's the Nintendo
I think
Switch,
that's the
but more powerful. Like
that you're only going over the duality of man, bro.
If I'm correct,
I know.
If I'm correct, Pat, the specs for the Nintendo Switch 2 have about the same specs as what a PS4 Pro.
Yeah,
not the 5, but the 4.
Yeah, so the Nintendo Switch is about as powerful as the PlayStation 4 Pro. And if you are to believe the rumors, which at this point I kind of am because every other rumor about this system was just flat out true, it is rumored to have DLSS, which is NVIDIA's upscaling technology on their modern GPUs so that it can scale up to 4K when it's on the dock. So this is, in theory, a Nintendo Switch successor that, while on the dock, can display games in up to 4K resolution. And when it's off the dock, it'll be essentially a Steam Deck in terms of performance, because the Steam Deck is about as powerful as a PS4 Pro. We have seen the kind of mileage that Nintendo gets out of hardware that, by what gamers would consider modern standards, is underpowered. They really know how to optimize the shit out of their games for their hardware, and they can push that hardware to the absolute limit without it so much as breaking a sweat. And at the end of the day, especially the general audience, which is who Nintendo kind of aims at, right? Nintendo doesn't compete with Sony. They don't compete with Microsoft. They have their own market that they just cater to. The average 10-year-old child does not care about super high frame rates, DLSS, variable refresh rate, all that other stuff. You know what a 10-year-old cares about? They care about whether they can play Pokemon on their Switch 2. And especially since
Super Mario or Sonic,
and especially since the Nintendo Switch 2 is confirmed to have full backwards compatibility with the previous Nintendo Switch games. So off the rip, you can already play all of the Switch's best games on the Nintendo Switch 2, as well as all of its future exclusives, I mean, this thing is going to sell like hotcakes. Like, the general public does not care about, this being only okay, it's only as strong as a PS4 Pro. Cool. It's a PS4 Pro that you can take on the go. Why
Right.
is that not cool?
Take it with you. Why is that an issue? Like,
my Steam Deck is about as powerful as a PS4 Pro, and that's my favorite purchase of the past 5 years.
So that's what I wanted. So that's why I asked about the specs, because with all these great specs, like you said, about a PS4 and the Pro, I don't think it's been confirmed, but the reports right now is that it's gonna cost around $400.
$400. Yeah.
roughly the same as the last one.
It's $100 more.
It's $100 more.
The Switch launched at $299, and the OLED was $350. So this is $50 more than the Switch OLED.
So you're talking about a console that you can also make it handheld as well with PS4 Pro graphics, $400. Pat, I mean, you pretty much said it. Like, it's gonna sell like hotcakes.
I am feasting. I am fiending for a Nintendo to have a PlayStation 4 type spec setup. Like, can you imagine the next Zelda on this kind of hardware?
Just with
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are already immaculate video game experiences on hardware that essentially was irrelevant by the time it came out in 2017. Can you imagine the next Zelda, the next Smash Brothers, the next 3D Mario, the next Mario Kart? Like, dude.
Next Metroid, the next the next Mario Party,
Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 is confirmed for the Nintendo Switch. What if Metroid Prime 4 is a launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2? We're getting a direct about it in just a couple months. We're probably going to learn what some of the launch library is, and also just some of the patents for this stuff, for this system, are really cool. Like, obviously this thing has magnetic Joy-Cons now, as opposed to click-on Joy-Cons. That's
a good.
But also, one of the patents that people have been talking about that was rumored for a long time, but now is basically confirmed because we have the public patent. This thing essentially lets you use the Joy-Con as a mouse. So imagine being able to have like a real web browser on this thing and browse the internet on your TV with a Joy-Con as a mouse. Or, even better, because a big part about the Nintendo Switch motion controls is being able to use gyro aim for stuff like aiming a bow in Zelda or playing Splatoon. Imagine being able to play Splatoon but with mouse aiming, dude.
It would be fantastic, yes.
And it's just it's just listen. The Nintendo Switch is very rapidly approaching the PlayStation 2 in terms of all-time sales. It is getting very close to being the best-selling system of all time. And it's going to have done that in 8 years when the PlayStation 2 had 13. So, and I know part of that is because gaming is just a much broader hobby nowadays. But you cannot deny Nintendo's success with this thing. And if playing it a bit safe and making a modest upgrade to their runaway smash hit that gives you exactly what you're expecting, basically, is it the most exciting thing in the world? No. But that's fine. You know what I mean? They're playing it safe to deliver you the exact kind of product that you want so that they can guarantee it's a success. Is it a little unfortunate? Is it a little unfortunate that the whimsy of a new Nintendo console release is lost a little bit? Sure. But I think Nintendo sees the writing on the wall, right? They see the absolute smash hit that they have on their hands with the Switch, and they don't want to give that up because they had a smash hit with the Wii, and then they lost it with the Wii U. and they don't want to do that again, especially in today's market. So yeah, if this thing hits with these specs at $400, it's over. It's a done deal. Like it's gonna sell.
It'll be very, very golf clap. Yes,
It's going to be
It'll
immaculate. I'm
definitely.
curious about the launch lineup though, because we got a first week. You know, it wasn't official or anything, but we did kind of get a sneak peek at the new Mario Kart in the reveal. So pretty
So
cool.
could it be
I mean,
that
of
we
course it's gonna be-
definitely get a Mario Kart 9, or what?
Well,
what
I
are we
think
talking about here?
I think a Mario Kart 9 is inevitable. I think it's just a question of whether or not it's a launch title. And actually, I don't really think it's a question, because if I want to get into more of the leaks, one of the SKUs for the Nintendo Switch 2 is a holiday bundle that packs in a new Mario Kart. So if I had to hazard a guess, Mario Kart 9 is coming and it will be a launch title. Which is kind of surprising, because I really thought they were going to let Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of cook for a while longer, because Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014, and then Deluxe was the launch title with the Switch in 2017, and they just got done like a year and a half ago, literally more than doubling that game's course count with the booster course pass. And now they're jumping into Mario Kart 9. But I think that's good.
What more could they Mario Kart 8 though?
Well, I guess that's my thing, right? Like, they just got done essentially a huge wave of unexpected support for Mario Kart 8, but like, we got to move on, right? Mario Kart 8 is essentially an 11-year-old game now.
Right.
Potentially, I think the Switch 2 comes out this year, no doubt. I think it comes out this holiday season or this fall. So yeah, but a new Mario Kart, you can't get a better system seller than that. You want to sell a system at the holidays? Throw in a new Mario Kart. Here's the first totally brand new Mario Kart game in 11 years. Have fun.
That'd be fantastic. Like,
I'm also curious if that's.
I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if the launch title is Mario Kart 9. Like you said, Pat, it is inevitable. I don't think it wouldn't be surprising though. Like, it'd be awesome. Yeah, like.
I really don't think
didn't Mario Kart 8 have its last DLC like a year or two ago?
Literally like a year and a half ago. They added the booster course pass, and the booster course pass over the course of a year and a half literally doubled the course count of Mario Kart 8.
Oh my god.
Like, they straight up doubled the number of courses in the game over a year and a half. So they just got done with that like a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago now. But at the end of the day, like, it is time for a new Mario Kart, because every new Mario Kart has its own gimmick, and I'm curious what this one will be.
That's true.
I'm sorry, Pat.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying.
Honestly, I wasn't sure where I was going.
Okay.
So
yeah. So as far as like, as what you said, like the release date of the Switch 2 probably being this year. Just keep in mind that that Nintendo has announced a Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2,
in April.
April. But also later that month here in the States, on April 4th and 6th in New York, and April 11th to 13th in Los Angeles.
Nintendo Switch hands-on experience.
A hands-on experience that'll also be in Dallas and Toronto.
Yep.
Can't count in North America, but also like they'll have stuff in like Europe and Asia as well, Oceania. This is definitely going to be something that's going to be released sometime after the summer.
It's going to be this year. There's no way it's not. Especially like if there's a direct specifically for it in April, they're gonna push this out during either the fall or the holiday season,
which would make it would just make sense to do that too.
Yeah, complete sense.
Of course.
Now the real question: does it drop around the same time as GTA 6?
Oh my! I did not think.
I feel
of that.
like
Oh my god!
I feel like it's gonna
Because
drop before GTA 6.
Because GTA 6's projected launch window is this fall.
Oh no!
So
Let's keep that word in mind. Projected.
Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that this would necessarily be a problem because Nintendo is kind of aiming for a totally different audience than people who are looking forward to GTA 6. I just think it would be really funny.
You see, also in
another audience.
In a perfect world too, GTA 6 would also be a launch title for Nintendo Switch 2 as well.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Facts. It would be a great addition.
I have a feeling the PlayStation 5 is barely going to run that shit. So
really,
we'll see. I mean, I don't know, man.
It's going to be on the same level as Call of Duty, having to delete every single game off your PlayStation in order to just play that one.
I am very curious what the file size for GTA 6 will be.
Too fucking big.
Preach, dude. So we'll see. We will see.
Guys, let's go ahead and move on to our last story on the Game Time segment and on the show. The PlayStation had their State of Play last Monday. This is the list of games that were announced, and you guys can. I'm gonna go down the list, and you guys can honestly just stop me as I go. First of all, starting with Borderlands 4.
Yeah, we got a release date, and it's getting its own State of Play in like March or April or something. Cool. Big Borderlands fan. Looking forward to this. Glad we have a release date.
So next is Darwin's Paradox. Then Dave the Diver, Ichiban's Holiday.
Which is like the Yakuza crossover DLC.
Gotcha. Days Gone Remastered. Digimon Time Stranger.
Looks okay.
That one's definitely going to be interesting. I haven't heard of a Digimon game in years since like the Game Boy versions.
Oh, they've been steadily pumping them out. This is part of like the Cyber, what is it? The Cyber Sleuth like spin-off series. I don't know if I'll play it, but it seems cool.
Then you got Directive 8020.
Looks okay.
Dreams of Another.
Looks pretty good.
This one really caught my attention. Five Nights at Freddy's: Secret of the Mimic.
Move on.
Hell is Us.
Looks interesting. I don't really know what to make of it, but
Lies of P Overture
looks dope. DLC for
Definitely.
one of the best games of last year.
Heck yeah.
Like a Dragon, a Pirate Yazuka in Hawaii.
Big fan of the Yakuza games. Can't wait to play it. Comes out this month.
Hell yeah.
Lost Soulside.
Definitely gonna be hyped for that one.
Lost Soulside looks okay. I mean, it looks kind of interesting. I don't know. It's an anime-ass game, so.
Then you got Metal Eden.
I, honest to God, don't remember this.
Metal Gear.
It seems like it could be good.
Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. This being, I didn't know that. I thought this was like a whole new game, but Pat had
it's
to inform
me.
It's a
remake of MGS3. Remake of Snake Eater. Snake Eater is an excellent video game. The remake looks good.
Nice. Okay.
Mind's Eye.
Oh, so Mind's Eye. This is that new. This is a game that's made by one of the former co-founders of Rockstar, who makes GTA. So it seems. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I didn't think the trailer looked all that good, but I think the pedigree is gonna keep my interest.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We hyped for that game.
Comes out in 10 days. Game of the year, baby.
God, bro, I can't wait for that game. That game looks so fucking gorgeous, dog.
Just got done playing the beta for 35 hours. Let's go.
Good, lucky.
Onimusha: Way of the Sword and Onimusha 2: Samurai's
Yes,
Destiny.
sir. Yes, sir.
Extremely hype. Actually
Big
hyped.
Onimusha fan. I'm happy to see the classic Onimusha 2 like remastered for modern times, and also I'm just glad to get another Onimusha game. There hasn't been an Onimusha game in 20 years. So
20 long years, bro. It's about time.
I'm living for this.
Then you got Saros.
Saros looks promising.
Here's another one that really caught my attention. This one I think I'm definitely gonna get. Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Yeah, the new Shinobi game looks pretty
Yeah.
sick.
It looks very,
Also very
very
unexpected.
simplistic.
Yeah,
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think what just really caught my attention the most was the whole like manga feel, not comic book feel, manga feel. I think that's what what really gets me, and also it just reminds me of just an old school, almost like an old school 2D platformer.
Yeah, well, that's what Shinobi was. So I mean, they're just revitalizing it. It looks very similar to the new 2D Ninja Gaiden game that's coming out soon. I'm glad to see both of those series getting new entries that honor their roots.
I know we talked about a new Mario Kart game on the new Switch. So how do we feel about Sonic Racing Cross Worlds?
An unexpected but welcome surprise. I actually think the Sonic Team Racing games are excellent. So
I haven't really been a big fan, I can't say. I mean, they were good games, don't get me wrong, but I just felt like they were missing something.
That's fair. I like their gimmicks a lot, so I think they're a lot of fun. This one looks neat.
I think that was the thing to me. It wasn't as gimmicky as I thought it was going to be.
Fair.
So then there's Split Fiction.
This looks fantastic. This is by the same guys who made this is by the guys who made A Way Out and It Takes Two. It Takes Two was my game of the year.
Okay.
That year it came out. I played through It Takes Two with one of my best friends, and it was an amazing time. So I'm very much looking forward to this.
Next, you got Stellar Blade.
New DLC for it or something. I haven't played Stellar Blade. It's a
crossover, my guy.
It looks cool, but I don't know. I think the online community for it kind of ruined it for me before I even started. So
they're catering. You're right. They're catering to a specific audience, especially with the DLC crossover that they are coming up with. It's catering to a specific audience right now. So
for sure.
I don't know. I thought I had high hopes for a game like Stellar Blade, but I feel like it's another game that kind of tried to fit the same bill as Nier Automata did, but it kind of, for me, it took more of the fan servicey route. I don't know.
It's like uncomfortably fan servicey.
X. It's kind of why I didn't really want to play it as much, because it's like I'm here for the action, but if most of the action is kind of blurred behind the main character and the focus that they're trying to have on it, I'll just miss out.
Yep. Agreed.
Here's one that also caught my attention. The Midnight Walk.
Yeah, this looks cool. This is the claymation game, right?
Yeah, this is a claymation game. Very like Burton-esque, but like very
Henry
more.
Selick.
Yeah.
Very Henry Selick. It looks straight out of Coraline. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Definitely gonna keep a close eye on that one. Next is Tides of Annihilation.
I don't know what to make of this. I think the gameplay looks fire. I think the dialogue is really shitty. So we'll see.
Dialogue can make or break a game, my guy, to be completely honest.
If I gotta listen to the characters yap for 30 hours and I don't like it, significantly dampens the experience for me. But
something that you're gearing into the game for people to immerse themselves into what they're playing, it should be at least like, I want to say 40%, if not 50, should be put into the voice acting.
We'll see.
And then
I actually
doing with the game should be like gameplay.
It's not even the voice acting that I think is bad. I think the voice acting is good. I just think the script is kind of bad.
So the way it's written, not the way it's acted.
Yeah, like the dialogue is not good. But the
Gotcha.
performances are good. Actually, I was able to pick up on the fact that the protagonist is voiced by the girl who plays Shadowheart in Baldur's Gate 3. So
Really?
I'm excited to hear more of her. I just think the dialogue is kind of poopy. But we'll
Well,
see.
Next is
hopefully
Warriors
they have
Abyss.
promising.
Yeah, this is the Dynasty Warriors roguelite game or whatever. Everything is a roguelite now. I could not give less of a shit about this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan, but if anybody else here listening is, there's a new roguelite coming out, and it's got your name on it. It's made just for you.
Roguelikes, heck yeah.
I love roguelikes. I don't love Dynasty Warriors. I will be passing.
All right,
Makes
guys.
sense. That's
And
fair.
lastly, WWE 2K25.
Okay, so wait, did we
What
already
different
did
can
we
they
skip,
do?
did we skip past the game that Housemarque is making? Hang on. Oh yeah, Saros.
Did
Okay,
we?
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
hang on.
yeah.
I meant to do this when you said Saros. I meant to do that because Saros is the new game from Housemarque, who is one of PlayStation's like premier studios. Notably, they made Returnal, which came out in 2020 and is hands down one of the best games of this console generation, point blank period. And this is a successor, but not a sequel to Returnal. So it's in the same vein, but it's not like within the same continuity. And I really, really, really can't wait to get my hands on this.
So it should be promising then.
I have nothing but high expectations for it. I love Housemarque. I love Returnal. I will buy anything they put out. So it's lit.
Okay. Definitely should be good then.
Also, WWE 2K25. Not really. I don't care.
Yeah,
I
dude,
could
I
not.
feel like it's just gonna be honestly, I feel like WWE with their games, I feel like they're falling under the same motif that NBA doing.
Yeah,
They'll
I
just
mean,
recycle the same stuff that they had in their older games or like the game that they had a year before and then just like they just pretty it up and add
yeah,
like
100%.
one or two new features. They'll probably add like mainstream artists from today's time into the music selection. And I say they'll get a little bit more intricate with their customization shit. That's really it.
What really gets me for
That's
this
all I
new
kinda see.
WWE game, it's fucking open world because you're on an island now.
Well, I mean, okay. It's not quite open world. It just has like an open-ish social space to hang out and do things on with your custom character or whatever.
So a gathering hub, if you will.
Sorta, but more involved. Less Monster Hunter and
Interesting.
more PlayStation Home, if you remember that.
Oh my god. Oh
Yeah,
my
okay.
god.
Interesting.
Sorry to make you feel old. Like,
Yeah, nah, that you kind of just aged everybody here, bro.
sorry.
Damn.
Like, yeah, no, I don't care about this at all. I'm a
Hey,
very casual in passing wrestling fan. As in, I am entrenched
yeah.
in wrestling Twitter because the people who post on it are really funny, and I am friends with people who are into wrestling, so I know enough about it. But I definitely, and I was a much bigger fan when I was a kid. I played the SmackDown versus Raw games for the PS2, but I could not be bothered to buy another yearly sports title. So
No. I feel like, again, like I said earlier, it's just gonna be the same stuff like they did for last year. Just they're gonna pretty it up and add a little bit more to their
I do
game.
think it's really funny
That's
that Paul
really it.
Heyman was like really dramatic, was saying the island. Like, all right, man, can we move on?
The island, really?
Mm-hmm. The island.
So, Pat, would you say that's the game that you're looking forward to the most out of this whole state of play would be Saros?
I mean, the game I'm looking forward to the most is probably Monster Hunter Wilds, but that's about to come out.
Yes, sir.
So, but
Yes,
that's about to come
sir.
out. So, but Saros is definitely high up on the list, as
Okay.
well as the Midnight Hour. And what is it? Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii.
Mhm.
Big fan of the Yakuza games, so I am obligated to play it.
Yeah, I really need
Definitely.
a pat on the. I think it was like on the last episode. I did tell you that one of my plans this year is to get more into gaming because I really haven't been much of a gamer all my life. But
Yeah.
when I didn't even know that Shinobi was a whole gaming series until you told me just a few minutes ago.
Oh God, yeah. Shinobi
Yeah.
was on the Sega Genesis.
Gotcha. Yeah, like man,
That was like that was one of Sega's premier franchises
Yeah.
for the Genesis was Shinobi.
I mean, it just shows my whole knowledge in this whole thing. But honestly, like Shinobi Art of Vengeance really caught my attention. I think that's something that I'm really looking forward to. I think the most.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And
Looks
Terrence,
awesome.
because of your response, I'm assuming Monster Hunter Wilds for you.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir,
Full
yes, sir.
crossplay,
That
dude. Let's go.
already know. I'm finna be on that like fat kids on cupcakes. You already
Game
know.
of the year 2025 incoming. Peak incoming.
All day. All day. Peak gameplay, peak monsters, peak weaponry design, peak armor design. Like
We
the
out-
new
we-
monsters that are coming out. What?
We out here.
And then we got returning monsters? What?
As is tradition. But also finding out that Gore Magala is going to be in the game. Just
Oh, super hype for
Yes.
Gore Magala being in the game. Oh my god.
yes, sir.
Oh, you know that fight
Anyway.
is gonna be so delicious.
Oh God.
Anyways,
I love Monster Hunter.
enough fanboying over Monster Hunter.
I love Monster Hunter.
So,
How long
That's a
have we
good
been
game.
recording?
What was that, Pat?
How long have we been recording? for?
Almost 2 hours. I'm just about to end the show right now.
Wow.
Yep.
We almost filled up our old time slot. dude. Seriously.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this show, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. Terrence, welcome back to the party.
thanks. Thank you for welcoming me back, man. It feels great to be back.
We got, next week, we got quite the show. We got our review for Captain America Brave New World. I'm going to talk about the Cobra Kai series finale review. And I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with this the new Spider-Man show. I'm going to talk about My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man that's been on Disney+. I have some words about that.
I actually watched it, so yeah,
All
I
right.
can talk about that as well.
But until then, guys, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at PattyWiseTheClown, and you can also find me on Backlogged at Black Star Raider. And that's it.
Okay. You can find me at on Instagram as Toaster Omen, literally spelled out how it sounds. Toaster Omen, O-M-E-N. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram at Tommy.Zombie. Thank you all for tuning in. We hope to see you next time. And until then, party on, partiers.